Welcome to the 196th District Court. Court is in session. This is cause number 2019 CR 11406, State of Texas versus Paul Elijah Newton. We are here today for a plea. We're conducting this hearing via video conference using the Zoom application. We're also using YouTube to live stream the proceedings to keep the hearing public. Time now is 3:07 p.m. on July 28th, 2021. These proceedings are official. They're on the record, and they are being recorded by the official court reporter. Counsel and all present are instructed to act as though you're in court, and all instructed not to record the proceedings. If I could have the attorneys make appearances, starting with the state of Texas, please.
Lindsay Shaw for the state.
And Sean Simpson for Mr. Paul Newton.
So are you the same Paul Newton charged by indictment with fraudulent use or possession of 10 to 49 personal information items? Is that you? Is that you, sir?
Yes, sir, it is. Yes, sir.
Are you having trouble with your connection?
I had been a little bit. Yes, sir.
What did you miss? Was there anything you missed?
No, I heard you. And yes, that was me.
All right, let me go into share screen. I'm going to show you the indictment in this case. Are you familiar with this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you go over this with your attorney?
I did, Your Honor.
You understand it?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, do we waive reading of the indictment?
Yes, Judge, we do.
Let me get out of share screen. I'll note that there is a discovery acknowledgement that's been signed and dated by both sides. I'm doing the same, and I make it a part of the record. Also note that there is an application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. I'll make that a part of the record as well. Sir, we're going to go back into share screen. I'm going to show you the document entitled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference. I'm scrolling down to electronic signature. I'm using my cursor to circle around. Is this your electronic signature?
Yes, Your Honor.
By signing this, you're telling me two things. One, you understand normally we do pleas live in an open court, but you're consenting to do the plea by video conference. Did you understand that when you signed this?
Yes, sir.
Furthermore, your signature indicates, furthermore, your electronic signature here, as well as all of your other electronic signatures that you have in the plea packet in front of me today, you're telling me that those are valid as if you personally signed them. Did you understand that when you signed this?
Yes, Your Honor.
I approve the consent and I make it a part of the record. We're still in share screen. Now I'm showing you another document called the Court's Admonishments. I'll scroll through so that you can see it, but are you familiar with this document?
I am.
Did you go over this with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
The bottom of page 3 is electronic signature. Is this yours?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let me get out of share screen. By signing the Court's admonishments, you are telling me that you understand the Court's admonishments. You understand the rights are contained within it. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
And that you want to give up those rights. Is that true?
No, you mean for deferred?
No, I'm talking about you're giving up rights by signing the Court's admonishments. We're not talking about deferred
right.
yet.
Okay.
Let me ask you again, by signing the Court's admonishments, you're telling me, did you understand you're giving up certain rights? Did you understand that when you signed this?
Yes, sir.
And the rights that you're giving up is you have the right to a trial by jury. You have a right to confront the witnesses against you. You also have the right to remain silent, which includes the right not to incriminate yourself and not plead today. Did you understand that when you signed this?
I did, Your Honor.
By signing this, you're also telling me you understand the consequences of a plea and the sentencing range of the offense, which is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand that when you signed this?
Yes.
You've applied for deferred adjudication, and there are risks and benefits associated with that. Benefits are, as if it's granted, then you will not be found guilty of the offense. Instead, you'll be placed on community supervision. But the risks are, if you are not successful and you're revoked, and you would be found guilty of the offense on that day, and you're subject to the full sentencing range I just announced. Did you understand that when you applied for deferred adjudication?
I did, Your Honor.
So essentially 20 years is hanging over your head if you're granted deferred adjudication. Do you understand that?
Yes. Yes,
Do you still wish to apply for deferred adjudication?
I do.
I approve the waivers that are contained within the Court's admonishments. I make them a part of the record. So we're going to go back into share screen. I'm going to show you the plea bargain in this case. You familiar with this document?
Yes, Your Honor,
Did you go over this with your attorney?
I did.
Did you understand it?
I do.
There's an electronic signature to the left. I'm using my cursor to circle around. There's another one to the right. I'm using my cursor to circle around. Are these your two electronic signatures?
Yes, sir.
This document details for me your agreement with the state as far as punishment is concerned, and I will let you know if I'm going to follow this prior to the entry of your plea. Punishment will be assessed with 8 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice with a $1,500 fine. The state is making no recommendation on your application for deferred adjudication, but it is recommending that it do suspend sentence and place you on community supervision. So essentially, there's a choice. I can either put you on regular probation or I can put you on deferred adjudication. One of your signatures, the one to the left, waives your appeal outside of the agreement, but the recommendations are that you be placed on community supervision for 4 years, have a drug and alcohol treatment evaluation, and 150 community service hours. Is that your understanding of the agreement, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, is that your understanding as well?
It is, Your Honor.
I'm going to get it out of share screen. Sir, I'm not bound by a plea bargain. I do not have to follow this. Do you understand that?
I do.
If I do follow the plea bargain, then you lose your right to appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And that's true unless I grant you permission to appeal or unless certain motions are filed and ruled upon. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, any such rulings in this case?
No, Your Honor.
If I do not follow the plea bargain, I'll allow you to withdraw the plea and we'll proceed to trial as if this hearing never occurred. Do you understand that?
I do, Your Honor.
I'll note again, one of your signatures on the plea bargain waives your appeal. Are you a citizen of the United States?
I am, Your Honor.
If not, then a plea of guilty or no contest to the offense of serious adverse effects to your immigration status. And I'll note that you certified in the court's admonishments that you are an American citizen. Counsel, do you believe that your client has a factual, rational understanding of the charge pending against him?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Do you believe he's been able to assist you in the defense?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe he's mentally competent to waive rights and enter a plea here today?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Sir, to the offense that's listed on your indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
You understand that you can still be found guilty under a no contest plea?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
Other than the plea bargain, did anyone promise you anything in exchange for your plea today?
No, Your Honor, just, no.
Did anyone force you or coerce you to plead today?
No, Your Honor.
If you're going over this case with your attorney, do you believe that pleading here today is in your best interest?
I do.
Now, when I asked you if anyone promised you anything in regards over and above the plea bargain, you kind of hesitated, you're kind of talking. Was there something else that was promised you besides the plea bargain?
No, I just got confused with how probation, all that works as
We'll
opposed
get
to the
there.
plea bargain.
Get there in a minute.
Okay.
Counsel, do you believe that your client has a factual, rational understanding of the charge pending against him?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Do you believe he's been able to assist you in the defense?
Yes, Judge, he has.
Do you believe he's mentally competent to waive rights and enter a plea here today?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
All right, thank you. And I might have jumped the gun here on it, but I've already asked for the plea, as I recall. And state, is there anything you have to offer to support the plea?
State offer State's Exhibit 1.
No objections, Your Honor.
Submitted. I reviewed State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments and find that it is. I reviewed it prior to getting on the record, and I find that it is sufficient to support the plea. Sir, I find that your plea was freely, intelligently, and voluntarily made, that there was sufficient evidence to support the plea, and that you're mentally competent to enter into such a plea. Based on the plea bargain, I'm going to order a pre-sentence investigation report and a TAP evaluation. We'll come back on another day for sentencing. Mr. Newton, we're going to conclude the hearing here in just a minute. And when we do, you need to stay on Zoom because you're going to meet with our probation department and they're going to talk to you about getting ready for the pre-sentence investigation report. If I haven't said so, and it's getting late in the day here, but let me just say that after reviewing the State's Exhibit 1, I find that it's sufficient to support the plea. I also want to say, sir, I find that your plea was freely, intelligently, voluntarily made. There was sufficient evidence to support the plea and that you're mentally competent to enter into such a plea. All right. Again, is there anything else from either side before we conclude the hearing?
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
Not from the state, Judge.
All right, sir. Again, you need to stay on Zoom. This matter is concluded for now. We are in recess. I'm turning